Right, it is beautiful out there today. Feeling great, not necessarily cold yet though, but that won't be too far away from us here. And many of us are going to be thinking about starting up these things again and getting a nice warm fire going. If you haven't touched your fireplace since last winter though, you want to be careful about that. So joining us this afternoon to talk more about this is Melissa Womack, the president of CDR Fireplaces. Thanks so much for being with us today, Melissa.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
So let's talk about this first of all. If I haven't, obviously I haven't been running this thing in the summertime and not even in the fall here in Texas, of course. If I haven't touched this thing in a while, what's the first thing I need to make sure I'm doing right before I start back again?
So the best thing to do is to have it serviced and inspected by a qualified individual or company. These things do have sensors and controls in them that do need to be maintained and serviced. And then another thing that we see is there's lots of homes being updated throughout the area. And when that happens, audio video guys come through, electricians come through, and we start to see materials encroach upon the pipe. And then that can be a hazard that needs to be addressed.
So what kinds of things are they putting there near the pipe then? Is it insulation? Is it maybe cords being strung across the attic, that sort of thing?
All of those things,
Okay.
yeah. Insulation's a big thing, blown-in insulation. Now we have components that are designed to go around the chimney pipe to keep that from happening, but a lot of the older fireplaces don't have those.
So a lot of us tend to think here, we're not really thinking about the here and all the way through the roof then. That's a real danger, isn't it, when you start getting things that are around this pipe, because this pipe can get really steamy.
Absolutely, yes. This pipe does get hot. It does radiate heat, and it can move heat to those components that do get put around the pipe. And so it's really important to make sure there's nothing touching the pipe.
Now, I think that some people, tend to skip this sometimes. I've been guilty of it before where you know that you're supposed to have this thing swept and cleaned out and inspected, looked at every year. But maybe you think, I didn't start that many fires last year. I'm going to skip that this time around. Really recommend that people do that every year because a lot can change in there over several months when you're not using it.
Absolutely, yeah. So wood burning, you should have it swept and inspected every year. There's always a potential for creosote to form in the chimney, and so you do want to have that cleaned. And that can form because of a number of factors, and everybody burns their fireplaces differently. And so if you are an avid fireplace user like myself, you definitely want to make sure that all of the components are clean, that it's drafting properly if it's wood burning. Make sure that there's no sudden occurrences or anything going on in the chimney that are going to create an issue that you're not aware of.
Have you ever looked up in one of these and been like, oh my gosh, when is the last time a human being looked up in here?
Yes.
Okay.
So on wood burning, we always inspect those, and we do see lots of issues going on inside the chimney. These are pretty good about seeing if there's any perforations or disconnects or blockages in the chimney based off of the operation, and we can take the pipe apart pretty easily.
These gas ones you need to have looked at every year though too.
You should, yes, you should. These are heat producing boxes, and there's a lot that goes on inside of them that need to be addressed that people don't think about.
Last thing I want to ask you, you were telling me before we came on, you don't want to take this stuff off the front, the glass, the screen, etc. And I'm putting this out there for Jesse because he probably does this a lot. Why not? Why do you not remove this stuff? That's a real hazard.
It is a real hazard. So this screen is designed to keep mainly small children or anybody it keeps them from coming into direct contact with this glass. This glass will reach upwards of 500 degrees and it will burn the dickens out of you. So you do want to make sure that the screen is on it. Don't take it off if you think it's prettier without it. So it is designed to be on there. And these systems are designed to burn efficiently with the glass on there. So you're not going to get more heat if you remove that glass.
I was just going to say, you're not going to feel the fire more.
No, you're
500 degrees, I didn't know that they got up like that. Wow, that's amazing. Hey, thanks so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Hopefully that makes us safer in the way that we're doing things. I've learned several things just in this quick segment.
Me too.
Jesse, I know you have. You take this off, don't you?
You know what? The fact that you know things like that makes me upset. So I'm not going to say yes or no.
I have a whole profile built on you, Jesse.
You figured me out.